The Who Would Win of the Week this week is Wendy from Wendy's versus Little Debbie. Wendy, what's a guy named Wendy's? Dave.
Dave.
Yeah, Dave.
And Dave Jr.
Dave Thomas. So this is Wendy Thomas versus
Let me get a Dave
Little
single.
Debbie. Dave single, Dave double. Little Debbie versus.
He's got his own, I think, lemonade that they sell there, right? I think he's got his own, or iced tea maybe. He's got a drink too.
Okay, nice. Good
Yeah.
for him. Little Debbie versus Wendy. Now, here's what I'm going to say. Here's how I'm going to start this fight, Matthew. Here's what I'm going to say right here. Wendy, she's the face of this franchise that her father created. Dave Thomas did all the work. Wendy comes in. Wendy, Nepo baby. Little Debbie built her own empire.
Really?
She was out on the streets. She was making the ho-hos, making the crumb cakes, making the cosmic brownies. She's a self-made child. And Wendy, no offense, all she had to do was show up with the pigtails and bop, 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 bing, bang, boom. You know what I mean?
But I'll say this. The game that Lil Debbie's in, the dessert game, the pastry game, the sweets game, there's rules to that shit, all right? It's, you used to hit a guy, he'd whack you, and that was it.
Yep.
Wendy, she's in the fast food business. She's in the fried food business. She's in the get down and get gritty business. She doesn't play by those same set of rules. It's not a gentleman's game to Wendy. All right? She'll do the shit that you don't want to that Dave didn't want to hear about to make things happen. You want to talk freshen up. Here's a perfect example. Every 3 or so years, 3 to 5 years it seems like, Wendy's brings back the Fresh Never Frozen campaign.
Well, that's a consistent of them.
It's not.
Okay.
Because I'm pretty certain that
that's like their whole thing. I know they bring commercials that say that, but their whole thing is that it's fresh, never frozen.
But no, it leaves the campaign for extended periods of time.
But their stuff is still fresh, never frozen. That's their whole thing. That's what I'm telling you.
But I'm telling you, are you sure?
Yes.
I
am
disagree.
Actually sure about that. Well, it's hard. It's a strange thing to disagree with a fact, Matthew. It's a curious.
What's your fact?
That their beef is fresh, never frozen.
And you've been in the back of a Wendy's.
Why would I do that? I'm just telling you what their whole deal is. That's their whole fucking thing.
Sometimes it is.
No, it is.
Andy, you're not understanding what I'm saying.
No, I am understanding what you're saying.
When they're not doing when you're not hearing the fresh, never frozen ring, it's because the shit ain't fresh. It's frozen. You're telling me.
Go ahead, keep going.
Walk into a Wendy's right now. I guarantee you, there's frozen meat in that bitch.
There's only one way to find out. Let's do some investigative reporting.
And I'll ask you this, because I love Little Debbie. I love her sweets. Do you like Wendy's?
Yeah, I like Wendy's.
You like Wendy's nuts drag across your face? Bang!
Well, that's the who would win. Fucking A, Matthew.
I'm taking Wendy because, again, she gets down and dirty.
Okay.
I agree that Little Debbie is self-made.
Go ahead a little more. But then when it's my time to talk, you got to let me talk.
I'm not interrupting you.
But you're about
anything.
to. But you're no, because I'm prefacing because I'm about to start talking.
I'm just going to shut the fuck up.
And you're going to interrupt
I'm going
me.
to think about whatever I was thinking about with Epstein. I'll let you talk to the people, and then we can get out of here. How about that?
Okay. Little Debbie. Yes, it's a different game than the fast food game. Okay, fast food game, you're right. It's down and dirty. But Little Debbie is going up against Hostess is like her only competitor. And she, from the ground up, created a monopoly on the snack cakes. Like even when you do compare to Hostess, they have their staples. They have the ho-ho. They've got the Twinkies. But what do they have as an answer to the zebra cake, to the Nutty Buddy, to the cosmic brownie? Nothing. They have no answer to that in Little Debbie's corner. Little Debbie, and the reason for that is, Matthew, because Little Debbie runs her streets with an
You mean
iron
they have
fist.
no
They have
answer
no
to
answer
that in Hostesses.
in
corner.
Hostesses. Yes. That's what I mean.
They got snowballs. Little Debbie don't got snowballs.
Again, I think there may be a Little Debbie answer to the snowball. I can't speak on that, but again, Little Debbie, they have such a monopoly on the snack cake game. People don't even realize it because it's just so normalized and ingrained
that's what I'm
in people.
saying is because
remember what I said a few minutes ago about interrupting me? Remember that?
See, this
anyways,
is
what were you
because
saying
you're not
about
talking.
Epstein? What were you saying about Epstein?
Here,
Listen,
this is no.
I
That's
know
what I'm
that
saying
Wendy,
about the
I know
snack
that
game.
Wendy's is has to get down and dirty going against the Yakuza. You know,
McDonald's,
a Yakuza style of Burger King.
Taco Bell, Sonic. I mean, you could rip them off.
But also, frankly speaking, how's Wendy doing in that battle against Burger King, McDonald's specifically? How's Wendy doing in that battle?
Didn't they
A
just
clear
announce
third.
that they're closing like thousands of Wendy's locations?
Meanwhile, Little Debbie snack cakes are flooding supermarkets everywhere. All Little Debbie's in the kind of position of power where even when a challenger like Wendy's comes up, and again, it's a completely different food group, but even when somebody like that comes up, some young upstart, some young ginger upstart comes around, all Little Debbie has to do is sit in her ivory tower, look out at her empire, and wait.
But those are business decisions, which Little Debbie may be making. Wendy's not the one making those business decisions. She's the one that's fucking army crawling into a fucking McDonald's at midnight and slicing fucking Ronald's Achilles when nobody can see her and then crawling out.
Well, that's a fast food game. To your point, it's a guerrilla warfare system.
Exactly. And Little Debbie, although, yeah, she built her stuff, she may be more of a business mogul. Again, what you're not understanding is there's respect in the snack game. There's rules. You're saying, oh, there's no comparison to the Nutty Butter. There's no comparison to the Cosmic Brownie. Yeah, because there's rules to that shit. All right? There's no rules in the fast food game.
Nobody
if you come out,
is going to be better.
Taco Bell's a perfect example.
Nobody's going to be
Taco
better
Bell's
at
going
breaking
after
those rules.
nuggets. Taco Bell's got nuggets now. Nobody would ever do that in the snack game, right? Hostess would never start a Nutty Buddy. Little Debbie would never start a snowball. There is rules.
And you think
to
that's
that
a respect
shit.
thing? You're
Yes.
totally wrong about it. You're telling me that if Hostess thought they could make a bunch of money off of creating a competitor,
rules to that
Matthew,
shit.
you're telling.
There's rules
remember,
to that shit.
I was
in the snack
just about
game.
to get to my fucking
No,
point in this
I
sentence.
don't, but
you're telling me that if Hostess thought they could make a stack full of cash by creating a Nutty Buddy competitor, that they wouldn't do it out of respect?
That's not what I'm saying.
That seems like exactly what you're saying.
There's rules to that shit. There's patents. There's patents out there. I'm sure of it.
No.
Then why don't they?
Because they know they can't beat Little Debbie. Because she's that much of a threat. She's fucking. You can't. Listen, there's a reason the fucking queen wears the crown, or in this case, a weird little Quaker fucking wooden hat or whatever, straw hat. And you don't mess with Little Debbie, because that's how you get your Achilles fucking slashed. Wendy, she's having a hard enough time keeping her father's business afloat, because she just frankly does not have that dog in her. And Little Debbie is nothing but dog. Roar. Period. End of argument. Little Debbie, mogul, crawled her way to the top. She'll fucking beat up any little fucking redhead comes her way. Pippi Longstocking my fucking ass.
This article is very interesting that I'm reading. It's very interesting. Hostess, according to this, Little Debbie dominates the wafer game.
Well, without a doubt.
Whereas Hostess dominates the cake-based cream-filled alternatives.
Cake-based cream-filled alternatives, again, that's their Twinkie, that's their Ho-Ho. But some people, frankly, do prefer the Swiss rolls of Little Debbie.
Or the zebra cake.
And the zebra cake, I mean, does that even have cream in it? Like,
yeah, I think
yes,
so. Or chocolate.
Maybe a little bit, but it's not like the Twinkie and the Ho-Ho, their whole thing is that they're filled with cream. Whereas Little Debbie has every other kind of snack cake.
I'll show you filled with cream. Buddy.
Terrific.
Andy, I'm taking Wendy.
And it's Little Debbie. You can take whoever you want, but it's Little Debbie. You don't mess with the Debster.
Dude,
you don't mess with LD.
Wendy would beat Wendy would beat the fuck out of Little Debbie.
That's not true. Wendy thinks she's from the streets, but at the end of the day, she's just
Wendy,
another
you know
fucking
where Wendy
Nepo
spends
baby.
most of her time? The Galleria Mall. Stabbing. Little Debbie spends most of her time probably in some cushy office.
Little Debbie
getting her fucking hair done.
But you don't understand where Little Debbie came from. Little Debbie came from nothing. She came from the gutter. Wendy's dad was fucking rich. Dave Thomas was the genius. Wendy can't hold a candle to her old man. The business is crumbling under her watch. She thinks, oh, I'm Wendy. I'm so fucking tough. But she's just one of those rich kids.
We're not
playing
talking
gangster.
about how they run their businesses. We're talking about how they're going to fight, Andy.
And Little Debbie
is a bitch. Vote on that on Friday on Instagram. Who would win of the week? Wendy from Wendy's
Nobody
versus
scraps like
Little Debbie.
Nobody scraps
From
like
Little
Little
Debbie.
Debbie. Certainly not fucking Wendy.